Hello, my name is Kate Finnegan, Executive Director of Kaji Aso Studio. Kaji Aso Studio has programming in the fine arts and Japanese culture and was founded in 1973, inspired by artist and visionary Kaji Aso. To prepare for this introduction, I went through some photos, and as I speak tonight, I will be showing how the past weaves into the present. So the topic is why existence. This March 2026 is 20 years since the passing of Kaji Aso Studio's beloved founder. It is also 59 years since Mr. Aso's arrival in Boston in 1967. After coming to Boston, Mr. Aso became the inspiration and founder of Kaji Aso Studio. Now, as executive director, I want to always remember who Mr. Aso was and the artistic sensibilities that he brought forth. Last fall, I began speaking with the painting and poetry classes here and brought up the theme of existence, which is also the title of a 1965 etching by Kaji Aso. This etching is a part of a series listed as national property in Japan in the Tokyo Museum of Modern Art. As a teacher, I felt the theme existence would be a good starting point to discuss and explore ideas of art and the creative process. How can we as artists present this vast world of light and shadow with feeling and experience? How can we venture to see this world beyond literal description and without preconception? If we create sincerely and humbly from our hearts, we may reach a pure sense of being, of existence. It may be quiet, it may be vivid. It is the unique markings of each artist. Mr. Aso introduced Japanese culture and explained to us about the concept of wabi-sabi, the idea that sometimes in a fast-paced world, beauty can be overlooked. So if we slow down and spend time, we may find beauty there. And because we are seeking it, the beauty becomes deeper. As artists, we have a responsibility. Art has the power to uplift our existence. Art holds the potential of unity, harmony, and balance. By working to create these ideals in our art, we can also learn to practice them in our life and society. This existence exhibit commemorates Mr. Kaji Aso and highlights several of his important works. At Kaji Aso Studio, we realize that we have only scratched the surface of the theme existence. We have decided to continue discussing this topic and creating on this theme into next spring. In tonight's group program of art, music, and poetry, we hope you feel our search for existence and existence itself. Thank you.
Existence 高弘宮尾存在宮尾高弘 Through a spring gale, existence begins with the Big Bang. 春一番存在はじめビッグバン Humans all exist in the world with apples falling off the trees. 人は皆リンゴ落ちるように存在し Existence of great nature silences humans. 偉大なり自然の存在人もくす Existence of forests and wolves dependent on humans. 森も狼も存在人次第。Humans live their limited life. Nature exists forever. 人生は短く、自然は永劫。It is eggs that holds a key for human existence. 人類の存在、卵が左右する。Spring nights, peaceful coexistence, only a dream. 春の夜、平和共存、ただの夢。Existence of a peace solution in doubt. 疑うや平和の会の存在を。The end exists for any poem or song or any war. 終わりあり、詩も句も歌も争いも。
The poems in this poetry reading were written by participants in the Kaji Aso Studio poetry workshop. Most of them were written in the workshop. Each week, keeping in mind a common theme, workshop participants generate a list of 7 words, with the workshop leader offering a starting word. Then, using free association, each poet in turn adding a word. Each participant then creates a poem using some or all of the 7 words. Because of the shared theme and shared words, you will hear echoes among these poems. We hope you enjoy their reverberations. Hundreds of demons are being active. The world is absolutely in confusion. What can I do? Artists are absolutely powerless? Yes, we are powerless. Yet this is the time we have to think about the true value of art. Art is the foundation of human existence. Kaji Aso.
From a distance, an ancient scream echoes. A slow, calm breath, a shadow of remembering, to a flash of knowing. I am here now. Suya Chin.
Apple strudel. Last night we fought. Tart words, good sense expended. Today you stretch pale dough across our age-old butcher table. Dough gone thin as skin, as space, the way my Nana made it. I steal gold apples from my mother's weeping cherry tree. She rests in peace. I cut a slice for you, a bite for me, straight off the knife. 2 well-fed tears glide down your chin. I kiss your hand, your fingertips. We taste. We test. We edge across this land of happy sad. Varsha Kukafka.
Touch the moon or howl at it like a wolf. Feel rage or love. Be honest with yourself. What road are you going down? Michael Bialis.
Light snow catches on winter buds, waiting to bloom. Kate Finnegan.
Nostalgia. I heard a child scream with glee and growl and laugh rollingly today. I laughed too, and in a flash, parted from myself to live half in a distant shadow that has echoed through the years. In one slow and raucous moment, the calm double life of a home long carried through the cacophony of the unfamiliar. Marina Schrödinger. Snake didn't lie. Bite the apple and experience expansion. With the sharp edges of your front teeth, break into the rosy skin. Feel the sensations of tart, crisp crunch and juice gliding down your chin. Even sweeter that it is stolen. The garden is simply too small a space for seekers of truth. Sarah Coletti.
As the wolf rages to the moon, his mournful cry resonates through eternity. And I feel his loneliness, his despair and longing, his incompleteness. Yet he is acknowledging his being by standing in the road in total convergence, uttering his very existence with such haunting reverberations that my soul is touched. We are simpatico. Jean Gugino.
Time expands, shifting moments across the still rippling now. Allison Tolman Rogers.
New beginnings. January's wolf moon shines its spotlight on a rapidly changing world. A supermoon at perigee, its closest distance to Earth. Solaris blasts out stronger and stronger coronal mass ejections, auroras flashing across night skies. As ice and snow cover roads and rooftops, a pervasive chill settles in. Comet 3I Atlas has just exited our solar system, leaving behind a mysterious resonance. Humanity's long-held paradigms of existence begin to shift amid all the cosmic intensity. Marge Lehman.
behind the door. When time and space bend and expand, portals of possibility are perceptible between realms of myth and what we perceive as tangible reality. We glide on a bridge frozen in mists from an epoch of stolen apples, purloined from the tree of morality and the golden fruit of the Hesperides. We stir on the edge of nightmare, confronting us with a world in which the sword of judgment hovers menacing, swaying by a thread. There is a sensation of the earth heaving beneath the harsh hooves of the dreaded horsemen. Will dis-ease continue to spread a malignant miasma? Or will we, instead, unbury the storied box wherein only multi-hued hope remains? We have an option: to continue to sleepwalk in our mutually tethered twilight dream, or to arise to rediscover our unique oneness. And yet, still you ponder, what will you find when you unbar the fabled door? Harris Gardner.
Existence of the forest. The raging voice of the forest resonates with the wolf moon, giving a visible warning to those driving on the road among the trees. However, the voice cannot be heard by humans. You need to touch the trees and feel the agony in the forest, whose existence is threatened by polluted air. Takahiro Miyao.
The train. My love and I walked slow as pudding by the Fitchburg line, as fine a day as we could find, the calmest sky, though we were far from seeing eye to eye. A train shot past, its echoes strong as thunder through the grass. And then we saw a flash, we thought we did, and heard unearthly screams. We weren't sure, our senses raw, the distance too extreme. Did this truly happen? Did we imagine? Does it matter what it's called? We come from mud, warm-blooded, naked shadows all. My love and I go walking, palm to palm these days, beneath fierce rain. It frightened us, the train. Varsha Kukavka.
Harmolippi is a Greek word that means joy that emerges out of the middle of sadness. Harmolippi. Is grief tears trickling down my face? Is it silent and sweet with the memory of plum kuchen and a gentle blue-eyed gaze? A gaze looking past me out to the garden, sizing up the string beans, rhubarb, and your tall bent lover raking the dark earthen furrows. Is grief present in the happiest of moments? Knowing the moments will string like pearls of tenderness and safety that will last 100 years. Running my fingers over the braille of embroidered sheets, colorful threads that you wove long before I existed. I long to know all that I did not know and did not know to ask. I long for the scent of your hand that held my cheek and the wisp of air when we sat on the swing on the greenest of days. Linda Sultan.
Small. After a February storm, when the wind stops beating against the window, how sweet the song of the sparrows that alight on the yew's snow-covered branches. Marina Schrödinger.
Existence of the world. Although human life ends, time will expand into the future, just like a brain growing in a child's head. Light falling on the earth, just like a heart beating in a warm body. And land shifting to the east, just like a muscle stretching in arms and legs. The world keeps existing, even though humans don't. Takahiro Miyao.
Who's next? In Minneapolis, a populace was protesting the presence of murky members of ICE. Local police maintained a semblance of calm, but the flashpoint percolated barely below the surface. Poorly trained masked federal agents were swarming through the rest of city, their uniforms and savage tactics echoes of an abhorrent Teutonic history. Miscreants charged from unmarked transports, while others shrouded in moon-dappled shadows, primed to pounce on banned aliens and compliant, unwary citizens as well. The faux soldiers had their orders and quotas to secure. They barged into homes with half-legal warrants and arrested any whose skin suggested an immigrant, anyone who looked slightly different. A volley from a vile, bloodlusting agent punctured the living nightmare. A collective scream rose from the throats of the masses huddled against the frigid degrees. Neighbors assembled to shout, "No!" The deceased, a panicked poet and mother, who was afraid to slow down and stop her car when commanded by the inquisitors. Her destination, but not her destiny, was the safety of her home. She wasn't part of the seething crowd. A timeless interval passed, and a male nurse was murdered by the invading government forces. His crime, aiding a woman who had been slammed to the ground by uniformed thugs. The agents counted the bullets in his body, 10, until the medics came. The government blamed the victims. The videos proved their lies. One can only wonder who's next. Harris Gardner.
On the back of fish, light fragments, spring water. 魚の背に崩れる光、春の水。Kaji Aso.
What is existence? How can a single apple hold this vast concept as it sits in a space separated from the tree that nourished it into full ripeness? The apple radiates energy, saturated with moisture, lusciously red and shining, at the peak of its sensory delights. If uneaten, alas, its life force will dissipate, edges softening. As it shrinks back into itself, returning to earth, the space around it seems to expand. Marge Lehman.
Zydeco Band. I feel the resonance of the bass guitar. The kick drum glows like a full moon on the stage and echoes the rhythm of my pulse. The fiddler's bow slices and swings, and the squeeze box gasps out its rage. It's a song of betrayal, of love gone awry, howls like a wolf's hang in the air. The roadhouse claps and stomps, the song touching a nerve. Sarah Coletti.
Life on a tiny space in the galaxy, a forgotten agreement to expand. We sit on the edge of a nightmare or a dream, a point of stillness as we trip or glide, a stolen apple from a still life to paint, a delicious bite, a sensation of bliss. I am here now. Tsuya Chin.
Side-by-side shadows dissolve to snowy sleet. The monks walk on. Kate Finnegan.
Steady beat of wings alight upon a rock and flap in frigid air. Then the creature soars, a silhouette of black against a clear night sky. Two hearts beating, the bird's and mine. Jean Gugino.
Painting an apple, or the mind, like a muscle, must be exercised. Sitting still, watching the light, feeling its warmth, waiting for the shift, the absence of time, the expansion of connection, seeing the apple, seeing within and beyond the apple, then seeing the apple. Michael Bialis.